Good morning, dear students. We will start our lesson, that is English second. The first lesson is the Swan Queen. So let's read the lesson and learn about it. Alright? Open your book. Page number 7. The Swan Queen. Did you find? Okay. Now look at the book. Once upon a time, there lived an old man and an old woman. Every morning, they went out to a nearby forest to collect dry wood and leaves. So once upon a time, there lived an old man and an old woman. So every morning they would go nearby forest to collect dry wood and dry leaves. Okay. Next, the moment they left the house, a white swan would come flying there. So as soon as they leave the house, the white swan would come there. Okay, come flying there. She would remove her wings and put them aside. Then she removes her wings and keeps them aside. Then she would turn into a maid, light the fire, cook the dinner, clean and wash everything and fly away. The swan would turn into a maid, light the fire, cook the dinner, clean and wash everything and again fly away. Are you getting it? Okay. Now next. The old people were very happy. They returned home each day to find everything done for them. But they wondered as to who their kind helper was. So, every day this happened. Okay? They would go to collect the dry wood and leaves daily, every morning. So, as soon as they leave the home, the swan would come and keeps the wings aside and turn into a maid and cook and clean everything and fly away. Every day it happened. Okay. By seeing that, the old people were very happy. They were very happy, but they did not know who that kind helper was for them. Okay. Who was helping them? They did not know that. Now next. One day the old man remained at home alone. He hid behind a tub and waited to see what would happen. So now one day what happened? The old man remained at home alone. He wanted to see the person who was helping him. Okay. So he hid himself behind a tub. Next, after some time, the swan came flying in. She folded her wings and kept them aside. So after some time, a swan would come there and keeps its wings aside. Okay, folded, flying in, she folded. The swan folded its wings and kept them aside. Then she turned into a maid and went to the well to fetch water. Are you getting it? So she came and removed her wings and folded and and kept aside and turned into a maid. And now she went to the well to fetch water. Okay. The old man at once took away her wings and burnt them. So what did old man do? As soon as this swan turned into a maid and went to get the water from the well, the old man took her wings and burned them. Okay. Alright. Now next. The maid returned with 2 pailfuls of water. So now this maid returned with 2 pailfuls of water. She brought the water from the well. Okay. She cooked food and did the other work. She cooked the food and did all other works too. When she was ready to leave, she could not find her wings. She cried out badly. Now she would not be able to meet her mother, father and her love. So after doing all the work, now this swan wanted to go back. Okay, go back to her home. Then she could not find her wings. So she cried very badly. She cried out badly. Because now she can't go back to her home. She cannot meet her mother, father and her loved ones. Okay. Now next. There was nothing she could do. So she had to stay with the old people. Now there is no chance to go back at all. So she has to remain back with the old people. Okay. Next. One day a king came hunting near the forest where they lived. He saw the maid and liked her well. He said to the old people, I must have the maid. Give her to me and you can have as many pieces of gold as you like. So, what happened? One day, a king came hunting near the forest. So, one day, a king came near the forest hunting. Okay. Where they were living. So he saw the maid and he liked her. So he wanted to marry her. So he told the old people that they would give this maid to him and they would get the coins, gold coins, as many as they want. Okay. Now next. The old couple gave him the maid. The king brought her to his palace and married her, and a son was born to them. So these old people agreed. They wanted some money, some gold coins. So they agreed and gave this maid to king. Okay, in king's hand they gave. So this king and the maid married, and they had a son. A son was born to them. Understood? Okay, now turn the page. One day the queen came out into the garden with her baby, and what did she see? So one day the queen came out into the garden with her baby. And what did she see? Some swans came flying over her. At their head flew her father singing. So when she was sitting in the garden, so many swans came near her. Okay, flying over her. At their head flew her father singing. In this garden, my daughter I see. Though she has no wings, yet a swan is she. Her fingers are covered with golden rings. To her little son a song she sings. From a little gold book she reads him a tale. A pair of white wings to her I'll throw, and she'll leave her son and wish us she will go. With us, she will go. So what this father sings? Swan's father sings that in this garden, my daughter I see. I can see my daughter in this garden. Though she has no wings, though now she is not having the wings, yet she is swan. Her fingers are covered with golden rings. To her little son a song she sings. From a little gold book she reads him a tale. A pair of white wings to her I'll throw, and she will leave her son, and with us she will go. That is what the father sings. The swan's father sings. Okay. Tears poured from Queen's eyes, and she sang out in reply. Now, by listening this song, the tears poured from Queen's eyes. Okay, and she sings back in reply. Do not throw me the wings, for you come too late. I won't leave my son to an orphan's fate. So, the queen says, do not throw me the wings, for you come too late. You are too late to throw that. Okay, that is what she wants to say. I won't leave my son to an orphan's fate. So, I don't want to leave my son in this orphan's fate. Okay? Just then the king came up to her. Just then the king comes to her. Why are your eyes red with weeping? Asked he. Our little son cried, and it made me cry too, the queen replied. So when the king comes near the queen, then he sees her eyes were red. So he asked, why are your eyes red with weeping? Then she says, no, our little son cried. So it made me to cry, the queen replied. Now next, on that next day, her mother flew over her. First day, father flew over her and sang, isn't it? Now the next day, mother comes. The mother flew over her. On that days that followed, her brother and her sister all sang the same song, but the queen refused to heed to any of them. Then, at last, came her own love flying over her. He sang as he flew. So, next day, mother came, and with mother, brother, sister, all have come. Okay, and they also sang the same song. what the father sang for the queen. Okay. But she refused to heed. She did not want to listen to them. Okay. Heed to any of them. At last, who comes? Her own love flying over her. He sang as he flew. What he sang, let's see. In this garden, bright my love I see. Though she has no wings, yet a swan is she. Her fingers are covered with golden rings. From a little gold book, she reads him a tale. A kerchief of silk behind her trails. A pair of white wings to her I'll throw, and her son she will leave, and with me she'll go. So this is the song of Queen's love. Okay, what he sings? In this garden, right? My love I see. In this garden I can see my love. Though she has no wings, yet she is swan. Her fingers are covered with golden rings. From a little gold book, she reads him a tale. Tale is story. Okay. A kerchief of silk behind her trails. A pair of white wings to her I will throw, and her son she will leave, and with me she will go. This swan's love also sings that, he also says that I will throw the white wings to her, so that she will become the swan again, and she will leave her son and come back to me. That is what her love sings. Okay. Now next. The queen could not control herself no longer and sang out in reply. So now the queen could not control herself. So she also sang back in reply. What is that? Let's see. A pair of wings throw down to me, and with you I'll fly beyond the sea. So now she agrees. Okay, she wants to go back to her love. So she says, a pair of wings you throw to me, so that I will be a swan again and I'll return back to you. I'll come with you. That is what the queen says. Okay, next. The swan, who was her own dear love, threw a pair of wings down to her. She left her son and flew away with him, but he met his death, and her heart filled with sorrow again. Now this swan got back her wings. Okay, her love threw already the wings to her, and now she became the swan again, and they go away from there, from that garden. Okay, they are going back, but unfortunately what happens? On the way, her love met his death. He died. Okay, her love died. So again, her heart filled with sorrow. Now she became again very sad, because she wanted to go with her love, but while going, her love died. So again she is in sorrow. Now next. As for the king, her husband, he waited and waited for her. But as she did not come back, he married Duma the witch. So as for the king, her husband was waiting and waiting. Okay. So long time he waited for this queen. the witch. Next, the stepmother did not like her stepson and treated him badly. So, stepmother did not like the stepson. So, she treated him very badly. But the swan, his mother, would come flying to the palace at night. She would fold her wings, wash and fondle her son and then fly away. So this swan never left the sun. Okay, never left her son. Stepmother did not like the son. This is stepson. So she would treat him very badly. But his own mother comes at night, again removing her wings. She gives the wings aside and she sleeps for a little time with her son, fondles, she loves him, and again she goes back. Okay. But before flying away, she would make her son sleep and he would not wake till she came back again. So she made him sleep. Then only she would go back. Okay. The king was filled with wonder as to why his son slept so low. So king used to wonder that why he is sleeping so low, how he slept. Okay. One night he saw the swan come flying into the palace. So one night the king saw a swan coming to the palace. She changed into human form, made her son sleep, and then returned back again into a swan and flew away. So she changed into human form, made her son sleep, and then turned back again into a swan and flew away. The king thought and thought how to keep her with him, but he could not do anything. So king now thought that how to keep this queen back with him, but he could not do anything. Once there came to the palace an old man, and the king asked him what to do to catch the swan. So once the old man came to the palace, so the king wanted to know how to keep back this queen with him. So he asked the suggestion from old man. Okay. Said the old man, watch and see through which window the swan flies out, and put some tar on the window sill. So the old man suggested king that watch and see through which window this swan comes. So in that window you have to put some tar on it. Okay, in window sill. Her wings will be glued to it. So her wings will be stuck in that. Okay, it will be glued to it. Seize her with your left hand and tear the wings off with your right hand, and she will get back her human form. So this old man is giving the suggestion to king. Okay, that you have to put some tar on the window sill so that her wings will be stuck on that. At that time you can catch the swan with your left hand and tear the wings with the right hand, so that she will be turned back into a human form. Okay, that is the suggestion old man gave to king. Now next, the king did as the old man said. He put some tar on the window sill. When the swan's wings were glued to it, he seized her wings with the left hand and tore them off with the right hand. And lo, the swan turned into his dear queen again. So, according to the old man's suggestion, the king did. He put some tar on the window sill and with the left hand he caught the swan and with the right hand he tore the wings. Then the swan turned into a human again. She turned into a queen again. Okay. The king had Luma the witch put to death. 3 days after that, he held a feast to which folk from near and far were invited. So the king had Luma, the witch, put to death. 3 days after that, he held a feast. After the death of Luma, he held a feast celebration. Okay, he held a feast to which folk from near and far were invited. So from near and far, so many people were invited for that feast. Understood? So we have completed reading the first lesson, that is Swan Queen. I hope you understood. If not, please read. Read again and again so that it will be clear for you. You will be able to understand more. Okay. So I think we'll stop the class here. We'll be continuing in another class. That time we'll be doing the exercises. Read and come again. Okay. Thank you.